Everybody, glare on my glasses. Oh well. Well, as for me, I had a pretty busy day. I'm sleepy, I'm tired. I tried to sleep, but I'm just a not person. I can't help it. And it's really going to suck next week because I have got to work 7 to 3. Yeah. Anyway. I've had several people asking me about some of these poisonous herbs. One email was specifically on hemlock. Okay, now, first of all, as I have always said, those of you that are just starting on this path, or just, even if you're not a witch and you mess with herbs, please do your research on these herbs before you start messing with them. Hey, Ladyblindwolf. Because if you don't, you could end up very, very sick or dead or killing your pets or, you know, whatever, because some of these, the root is poisonous, but the rest of it isn't. Some of them, the leaves are the only thing that's poisonous. You have got to research these plants. If it says toxic or poison anywhere with that plant, research it. Do your own. As far as hemlock, there are, that I know of, 2 variations. There's water hemlock, and then the usual hemlock that you hear about. People just say hemlock. And of course, they may say that for water hemlock too, but the water hemlock is the more toxic and probably the most toxic of the hemlock family. But and it's sometimes the regular hemlock is sometimes confused with the regular hemlock. This is where you have to know your plants. You have to know the flowers. Well, you know how many there are, if they're clusters, what color. There's just all kinds of different things. How far apart they are from each other. There's all kinds of different stuff. Also, yarrow growing wild and parsnip growing wild, or wherever they're growing, however they're growing, look similar to hemlock. So you need to be really careful. You know, if you're going out and picking these herbs, then you need to make really sure that you know what you're doing. If you know, it's kind of the same as in the animal kingdom. If it's really beautiful, it's probably deadly. You know, you see all these poisonous dart frogs. Well, they're absolutely beautiful. They're coloring, and the snakes are the same, and blah blah blah. But they're poisonous as hell. Well, plants are a lot like that. Like wisteria. Wisteria is a beautiful plant, and it's deadly as hell. The oleander, you know, the oleander tree has a big, beautiful pink flowers. It's just a beautiful plant, or a beautiful tree, but or plant, but it's very toxic. Now, from what I've studied, the probably the most toxic one is the castor bean. And it's probably, I would say, the most toxic one because there is no antidote. I mean, if you eat it, you're dead, pretty much. Unless you know, make a miraculous recovery. There's nothing that they can do for it. Even inducing vomiting, you know, it absorbs in your body so quickly that, you know, and Anyway, then you got your little rosary peas, the little red berries look like a little red. Sometimes they look more orange that grow on these bushes, and they're poisonous. They're pretty. And a lot of these, the reason I'm bringing it up, they're used around Christmas time, just like mistletoe. It's poisonous. If you have cats, dogs, small children, don't let them around that mistletoe. Hang on a minute, I'm cooking something and I gotta go stir it. I just thought of something. A lot of people might think that's a little ironic that here I'm doing a video on poisonous herbs and I'm cooking. No, I would not on purpose kill someone anyway like that. Now, the water hemlock has a totally different toxin in it. You hear of all these different toxins, especially with your poisonous reptiles. A lot of them have different toxins. Well, this is a toxin that the water hemlock has in it. You can look that up. I know what it means, but that'll give you something to do. It's spelled Cicutoxin. Rhubarb. A lot of people make rhubarb pies. Did you know that the rhubarb plant is poisonous? The leaves are poisonous. Evergreen, your yew trees. Yew is an evergreen. YEW is an evergreen tree. They are toxic. Same as the holly, that you hang. It's toxic. So as usual, make sure you never know what kind of plants you have in your house that you don't even, and nobody seems to tell you, like, how many people know that holly is actually really poisonous? I mean, and then they have it, hanging over every door and on tinsel and on their Christmas trees. They have it all over their damn house during Christmas. The poinsettia is poisonous. And what is the first thing a lot of people get? The plant during Christmas is a poinsettia. So just be really extremely careful what you have in your house. Just like foxglove. A lot of people have foxglove in their houses because it's such a cute plant. It's a very pretty plant. Or angel trumpets, and there's different colors, different sizes, shapes, but they're all the little cups, the little things that you see hanging down. They're really cute. They're really pretty plants. They're toxic. And believe it or not, in the medical field, the foxglove has been used in making cardiac meds. It's kind of like one of them things, a rattlesnake, the venom can kill you, but then you also need part of the venom to make the antidote. It kind of don't make sense, does it? But yeah, just make sure that, any plant, especially if you have animals or small children, any plant, make sure that you do research on them before you bring them in your house, because you just don't know. You never know. All of a sudden your pets are sick or your baby's sick and nobody can figure out why. It's because somehow or another they've gotten into that poison. Ladyblindwolf. There's a famous paranormal haunting word. A slave used oleander to make her master sick and it wound up killing. Right. Yeah. That was Tituba, wasn't it? And then she was found guilty and whatever, what have you. I don't think it was Tituba. I think that was after Tituba. Personally, I don't even keep the plants in the house. My only real thing in summer, and they stay outside. Whatever herbs I have always in there. Yeah. Cat lets kill plants, and he gets into everything. So the only thing they have access to is cat. Yeah. My little Lexi, as I've told y'all many times, she eats everything. She chews on cardboard. She chews on every plant she can get her face on. And I don't have plants in my house. I mean, I have my herbs in my apothecary, but they're all in jars and they're all, of course, have lids on them. And most of them aren't poisonous, but once again, like I say in my herbal videos, just because some of these plants aren't poisonous to humans doesn't mean they're not poisonous to cats or animals. This happened in Louisiana. I forgot. Yeah, me too. I'll think of it after we're done. It was Chloe. Oh, I just thought it's the Myrtles. Oh, okay, yeah. The mansion. What was her name? Marie. I'm not going to say Laveau. That's not what I'm thinking, but that keeps popping in my head. I know that's not it. LaRue, something LaRue. Madame LaRue was also over there. They had I like listening to stuff like that. There was a lot of really screwed up in the head women in Louisiana. I mean, she was the one, Madame LaRue was the one that they found all the slaves murdered in her basement and in her attic, and it was just horrible. But that wasn't the one that you're thinking of, I know, but it just made me think of her. Okay, I'll be able to turn this off. Okay, that's done. I like to sometimes try to make stuff up to eat. That way I'm not pushed whenever the next day. It's already done in the fridge. All I have to do is heat it up. Her name was Chloe. The slave's name was Chloe. Yeah. No, it ain't Marie Laveau. I know who Marie Laveau was. This was Madame Lalaurie. That's what it was. Madame Lalaurie. L-A-L. I don't remember. But you can probably look it up on YouTube. But I'm pretty sure it was Lalaurie. I'm subscribed to that thing on YouTube. Yes. I'm not sure if that's the exact spelling, but Cage bought her house. Nicolas Cage. Yes. That's the same one. Yeah, she was bonkers. But yeah, she was horrible to her slaves. Really bad. And she not only put them in the basement and killed them, I mean, she tortured them before she killed them. But yeah, I know what story you're talking about, where one of the slaves killed she tried to kill the whole family. What was it? She killed everyone but the woman. She put something in the soup that was served that night. The thing she felt bad though about was killing the young girls. I remember reading about it here a while back. They had every day for X amount of time have a story about certain buildings that were in the French Quarter in Louisiana. So I learned a lot about stuff there. And what's weird is I have not, I've been to Louisiana. Um, one time I was strictly just drove through the entire state. And I stopped one time, and that was just to get gas, pee, and get back on the road. I didn't have time to, stop and go for a tour per se. Dad and baby. Yeah, it was a birthday cake. Yeah, it was Lalaurie or yeah, something like yeah. She was horrible to her slaves. Yeah, I couldn't remember who it. I thought one person out of that whole family actually survived it, but then maybe all of them died. I don't. I read so much stuff that it all kind of muddles together with me, so I don't remember the exact story. But I think she was trying to keep the girls from eating the soup, wasn't she? She just wanted either the male or female. Oh, I do too. I'm on YouTube just about. If I'm awake, I'm probably, and some of it, is actually really educational, especially in our line of our path, um, as far as paranormal and blah blah blah. Of course, you don't have to be a witch to be on the paranormal path or do paranormal things, but um, I do watch a lot of that stuff too. Dad and baby live. Okay, they lived. All right. Mom, older kids died. Okay. As I said, I don't remember exactly how it went, but I know New Orleans especially is full of has a lot of history. But you have to understand that's where a lot of the African Americans went. And of course, their craft was hoodoo and voodoo. And a lot of that got brought with them. And so New Orleans, I honestly believe, I mean, if you watch the way they celebrate Mardi Gras, I mean, look at the masks they wear and, stuff like that. That's a little bit of the culture from that they, I'm sure, brought here. I used to know exactly what Mardi Gras was all about, but I forgot that too. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't ever go to Mardi Gras. I've had I don't know how many chances in my lifetime to go, and everything paid for. But I'm one of those people that I guess you could just call me agrophobic. Um, number one, I don't like being around that many people. Number two, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just too paranoid to have that many people around me that I don't know in that situation. I mean, you're on a street and, everywhere, damn near the whole town is a big party. That's a perfect place for loony bird to do damage if they wanted to. Got all that many people together, and I don't know. I'm just paranoid. I've been around too much crap in my life, and too much, has happened in the world itself in my lifetime that I've just gotten paranoid as hell. That in Georgia town begins with a but, not Atlanta. To me, drunk people. Yeah, they get drunk. That's for damn sure. And no telling what else they're doing and running around naked. And to me, it's just asking for a whole lot of trouble. As usual, the human race cannot celebrate something without getting completely out of control. Sometimes I wonder about our race. We are not the smartest one, that's for damn sure. I think it is Athens, Georgia. And for telling me there's one city in Georgia, it's not Atlanta, that's considered one of the most haunted. Oh, yeah, because of the Civil War. Well, I know that there's several of them that are haunted because of the Civil War. A lot of it took place right there on that turf. I don't know, but I can look it up. But Georgia, uh, Louisiana, South Carolina, um, they were all pretty much right there. Tennessee was neutral, but it still spilled over into their turf. Of course, Texas was neutral. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad blood spilt on those lands. So if that's what creates entities, then yeah, they're bound to be there. I'm sitting here trying to think what town in Georgia we went to see the guy I was dating at the time. He had some cousins that lived over there, and it started with an A. And I'm pretty sure he told me it was one of the place where one of the longest battles took place. Um, I really don't remember it either. I don't know. Hey, by the way, I guess you got my message. You should have your package Saturday. If not before, it should be there by Saturday. So tomorrow or Saturday. I just remember there was a YouTube channel. The guy was a security guard, and he was going around and talking about different places. Yeah, I watch so many of them on here that I can't keep them all straight either. Some of them I already knew about, because I went pretty much all over the South. I traveled around for about 3 years here and there, and even went to Illinois, where they hated my accent. Well, the men loved it. The women didn't like it too much. Or any of the ones I ran into anyway. Yeah, I got it, and I was completely wrong. It's Savannah. Oh, it's Savannah? Yeah. in Georgia, the state of Georgia, except for Atlanta. Now, if you get out in the country parts of Atlanta, you could probably picture the old scene, what it used to look like. But it's so cluttered and filled with people and, too much going on that it's not even really pretty to look at. The buildings are still pretty, of course, but it's outside of Atlanta and around where, the old plantations are, and they're still just as big and pretty as they were back in the day. And all the lands, I mean, you can sit there and look at them. Just imagine, slaves out in the, hoeing cotton and working in the gardens and, doing the lawn work. And you pretty much set a scene. It's really pretty. Mom is supposed to send stuff too. Your mom? You talking about your mom? Oh. I got a Christmas card from my mom the other day. She's about the only one that sends me one anymore now that my grandma's in a nursing home. Where does your mom live? My mom's I guess she would be about 6 hours away from me now. Texas. Yeah, that's where I was born and raised, was Texas. Oftentimes thought about moving back there. It's just almost damn near too expensive to live in Oklahoma. State taxes, and it's just, and the roads still suck. In Texas, there's no state tax, and I mean, you can automatically tell when you leave Oklahoma and go into Texas just by the roads. You don't even have to see a sign. Go turn my heater down. Come on, quit messing with it. Seriously. I'll tell you what, there's been some weird stuff going on in my house tonight out of nowhere. Every once in a while, I'll get things going on. Like I was sitting here earlier doing something else, and I have a crap ton of bread and chips and all that behind me over here, as you can see. A neighbor came over and gave me all kinds of bread, and even a big thing of the stuff, the bread that you can make garlic bread out of, and it molded before I could get to it. And anyway, I was sitting here doing whatever I was doing on the computer, and I kept hearing, like somebody was opening the bread wrapper, getting a piece of bread out or something. Well, of course, I turned around to look because thinking my little cat, Lexi, was up on the cabinet because she has been known to do that. And getting into something, and she was nowhere to be seen. So something's been up there, and I don't have mice or anything like that. I know. and nothing else. So something's been in my kitchen all evening. Not really bugging me. They're just kind of like making themselves at home. They're not being hateful or scaring me. Kids went on a road trip, just me and the animals. When did you do that? Today? Except then back by 6. And now your signal is going. My signal is?